Ladies and gentlemen, it's time for the XWF Podcast with your host, Chronic Chris Page, them no good bastards, Thunder Knuckles, Bobby Bourbon, and yes, if available, Bearded War Pig. And the action starts now.
Welcome, everybody, to another episode of the XWF Podcast. I am Chris Page. I'm being joined today by my cohorts in crime, per the usual. We've got none other than King Bobby Bourbon, and we've got the and still XWF Extreme Champion Thunder Knuckles joining me as always. What's going on, guys? TK, what's up, man?
Oh, not much as usual. And it's Grand High Pooh Bobby Bourbon.
Appreciate the correction on that.
Hey, no problem.
You're welcome.
The Grand High Pooh Bob himself.
Correct.
Mr. Bobby Bourbon.
Hello.
Brother, shake it.
How are you?
I'm okay, man. Tired, but get it.
No.
What's going on in your world?
In my world, probably as much as in y'all's.
I was so hoping for a Taco Bell soundbite, but it's okay. Hopefully we'll
I
get
told
one
you the
shortly.
soundboard isn't working. Fans out there in Radioland and in the XWF universe, I apologize. I talked to the maddest shit with 3 people about starting a soundboard, and today was the first time Chris Page heard about it, and now he is busting my chops because I don't have a cool soundboard. My chops have been busted.
Well, yeah, and you know, let's be fair. I heard some of the integral sounds that came along with said board that will be out shortly. But yeah, they're very interesting. Nah, man, life's good. Doing the best I can with what I got, and I'll continue to do so. We've got a lot to talk about. But before we get there, I guess we got to bring in the man with the plan, Mr. Theo Pryce. Welcome on in, sir.
What's going on, guys?
Hey, Theo. How are you? Hold on.
Living the dream.
I'm trying to do a sound effect for Theo.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
All right. Ready?
So beautiful. Yo quiero Taco Bell.
Yes. That is the Taco Bell gong, not the Undertaker gong. It's a very distinct gong differential.
No doubt. You've been playing soccer, Dad. You just wrapped all that up. What's going on in your neck of the woods?
Nothing. Soccer's over. Flag football starts tomorrow, so I get to spend the kids' summer vacation doing more dad shit, which is just super awesome.
We're coming off of I'm gonna piggyback off of awesome and parlay that into what was a very awesome leap of faith. 12 matches on this show, 3 new champions, a briefcase winner. I mean, stacked top to bottom. Great undercard matches throughout. So this one was, as the great Ned K would say, nothing to sneeze at. And we got cards being held and all kinds of interesting happenings for sure.
We do.
Yeah.
Yes, we do. This show, top to bottom, has been extraordinarily interesting. A lot of cool stuff happened. If you haven't read it yet, spoiler alert, it's fucking cool. Theo, you were going to say something about the show?
Yeah, I was just gonna say, something that Chris just said was that the undercard matches were really good, and I know, we try and put together some good ones on every show, and sometimes we succeed, sometimes we fail. But I felt like this one had a lot of really good undercard matches. The very first match, I was really pleased with how that shook down, which I know we'll get to. But just all in all, I think top to bottom, it was a really solid card.
I agree. That first match, it reminded me of the noble and delicious cheesy bean and rice burrito at Taco Bell, and just how filling it is, even though it's at the very beginning of the menu.
I love it. TK, what were your thoughts on the show itself before we jump into it?
The show itself was great. I think everybody covered it.
I mean,
With fire sauce, oh yeah.
This one is coming to us live from Dubai International Cricket Stadium in Dubai, UAE. Uh, you've got Theo. You touched on it. The opening six man, the battle royal format. Josh Schuler, Bam Miller, Money Oswald, Gary Ray Nelson, Jackie O'Lantern, and Xavier Lux over the top rope style here. Um, let me just say this: if you're not following Ray on Twitter, shame on you. Uh, this guy had me legitimately laughing my nuts off as I was reading his work. Um, TK, no, not TK. Theo, I'm gonna come over to you because this is one that you initially picked at right off Jump Street. So talk to me about it. What were your thoughts and how everybody kind of stacked up and delivered the role plays?
Yeah, I mean, everyone did a fantastic job. Going into it, it really was a match where I thought anyone had a shot at winning. I mean, I didn't know anything about Gary Ray Nelson. You know, Josh Schuler, I certainly know as Bearded War Pig, but coming back after a long break, you never know what a person's going to be able to produce. Jackie O'Lantern, I know, has been a Madness character, but I don't believe had role played with this character. Certainly not this Fed. I don't know about elsewhere. So I didn't know what they brought to the table, but I knew what Lux could do. I knew what Money Oswald could do, and it was great to have Van Miller back. So all in all, I mean, I think all six people brought it. I was really, really excited to see what they did. Gary Ray Nelson won the match. Just put out some really great work. If you're into comedy, and definitely check his stuff out, both on the boards and as you mentioned on Twitter. Because yeah, like you, I was legitimately laughing my balls off. Some of the Three Musketeers stuff that he's been doing with, reluctantly doing, I should say, with Thaddeus Duke and Seb. But yeah, I mean, he's a laugh a minute, and I mean, Bam put out some great work. Joshua Schuler put out some really good stuff. Money Oswald, Lux, Jackie, all of them, top to bottom, they did great. But Gary's stuff was just, I mean, it made me laugh a lot, which is certainly always going to work well for me as a judge. So, and guys, I like comedy.
No doubt, he was an X factor coming into this, and he definitely showed up and showed out. Um, Bobby Bourbon, let me come over to you. What were your initial thoughts on and takeaways from the opening six man?
I think great work from all six involved. I mean, without a shadow of a doubt, this was a well represented match, and I'm proud of the work that I read from everybody. Gary is definitely on the scene in the XWF now, without a shadow of a doubt. His work was just a pleasure to read, and the match itself, whoever wrote it they had a treat because they got to have a lot of fun shotgunning the action around. So I think all in all, it's a great effort from the Fed in general. When you get six people they all come and they put their best foot forward, then it's magical. It's good. It's excellent.
No doubt, TK.
I'm going to take a different approach. Everybody said all the niceties. Now let's get into the eliminations, yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah, go ahead, man.
Jackie O'Lantern, first one out. Ozzy, Schuler, Bam, and your winner, Gary Ray Nelson. I knew you could do it, champ.
Yeah. About that, I think TK is just giving you platitudes because he's whooping some ass in like the pay-per-view picks. Now, I'm not going to spoil anything, but I'm third, and I'm okay with that. That's better than last.
We'll
That is
definitely get
last,
to
but
that,
I'm saying I'm
and
third.
I'm sure the general running consensus with this one's going to be just that until we get to that reveal here at the end of the program. But
Well, I
here's
think that we're all going to be running for the border.
here's what I like about it. More than anything else, outside of seeing some new talent involved, seeing some really good role plays from these people too. It set the pace. Again, we talk about how important it is to open up a program with something that you can gradually build off of throughout the night. And I think that this did a goddamn good job of that. Ray going over, can't say that he's wrong or that it's wrong. He put up some really good stuff, and I do want to touch on Lux, and I want to touch on Bam as well. Bam, this was Bam's first shot back, and he put out some really good stuff. And same thing with Lux. Jackie, I wish that I'd have gotten another piece out of her, but I also understand that it is what it is. If she's on Madness and not accustomed to doing role playing versus angled stuff, it may be a little difficult to pop out some role plays. So I understand, I get it. At the end of the day, it set the pace and it did a wonderful job. That's for anybody, but nobody took it. So Theo Pryce, man, take us into the next segment you got with Mr. Cash.
Yeah, so about that, my browser just crashed because fuck me, right? So let me see here. Let me pull it back up. So segment. We got a winner, and then we just got a little backstage segment. Theo, Jason Cash, kind of talking about the upcoming match between him and Elijah Martin. Kind of some of the stuff that's happened to kind of lead to that. Just a little something there to just get people's minds on it. Right before we get to the actual match itself, which will be taking place in a boiler room.
Indeed. I'm gonna throw it over to you, TK, to kick this one off too, because I wrote the match and I want to get your take on it.
Yeah, it was a fun match. I love boiler room matches ever since I was a wee boy, so this was a treat for me. Jason Cash coming out ahead. I'm a Jason Cash mark. I can't lie. So I was very, very happy with this match.
Mr. Bourbon.
Jason Cash pulled it out. It was Jason Cash being Jason Cash, and Elijah Martin being Elijah Martin, and Jason cashed him, and that's that.
Ooh, Jason cashed him. I like that.
Theo.
T-shirt.
There's a little bit more in play here. At the end of the match, obviously you see the involvement of Bam Miller, and you get the return of Ned K. So Theo, let me turn it over to you.
Yeah, so I mean, for those who have not been paying attention, Elijah and Cash have been going at it a little bit ever since Jason Cash kind of declined Chris Page's polite invite to join CCPE. Instead, he chose to align himself with, my character Theo Pryce. You know, Unlike CCPE, which is not a faction, it's a management company. What I'm doing with Theo is forming a little 3-man group. Jason Cash was the first one, and as you see with this segment post match, where Bam comes out to give Jason Cash a little beating and kind of cluing everyone else to the fact that Elijah was never actually removed from CCPE. It was all a work just to try and I guess kind of get Jason Cash's guard down and make him think that going into this match he was safe and didn't have to worry about any backup. But as it turns out, he did. That was Bam Miller showing up to lay some boots in there. But as is always the case, Theo Pryce is the man with the plan, and he had Ned K there as a backup just in case some shit went down, and it did. And Ned K showed up after a little bit of a break and officially threw his lot in with Jason Cash and Theo Pryce.
Poor decision for Nedsky.
I mean, I
Just a poor one.
disagree, but you're free to your opinion.
Just a poor one.
I
But,
think that sounds very symbiotic and very beneficial for both involved. I think that the Ned K Theo Pryce alliance, that's something to look out for in the future. I mean, Ned K already had the goods. Now he's got the backing of the office. That's dangerous.
it has the potential.
Oh
It
yeah.
does have the potential. I'll give it that. Um, at the end of the day, though, I think it's good storytelling. I think it's a good layer to the Jason Cash, Elijah Martin deal. I think it gives Ned something to do, and it gives him something to sink his teeth into. And it also gets Bam Miller back into the fold in the XWF. It's a win the whole way around. I'm loving the angle and loving how it's progressing between Elijah and Jason, and now with the incorporation of Ned and the incorporation of Bam, and there's a lot happening, and there's pretty big things on the horizon for all those guys involved. I'm just now very interested to see who number 3 is, since you just dropped the dime on that.
Well,
Yeah, I've gotten messages. Some people have pegged it already. Some people haven't. But I will say that I think it's a solid addition, and one of the things I look for is people that can work well together OOC. And I don't just mean like get along. I mean people whose like personalities jive and like I know we'll be able to feed off each other and kind of motivate each other. So that's kind of what I was going for with the third person. Um, but I do think it'll be a big surprise for some people, and I'm looking forward to seeing how that plays out.
No doubt. Um, big match for both those guys. Glad that they showed up and delivered, and we it will take us into. Let me get back to over here to the page. It's gonna roll into dun 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 dun.
Unknown Soldier versus
Jason
York.
York,
Yep.
Justin York. I'll get his name right eventually. There
Well,
it
I
is,
don't think he
TK.
cares if you do.
York didn't show up. There was some reasoning for that. At the end of the day, this one's got unknown soldier written all over it, and Mr. York has been buried alive. Uh, TK or Bourbon, either one of you guys. Is there anything you want to touch on with this one?
Good to see Soldier back. Good to see this. This is my brand of XWF. It's just a buried alive match out of nowhere. Like we're gonna have these crazy rules because it's just like somebody just reaches into a hat and pulls one out. It's like so that's what we're doing, and I like that. I like that, and it's good to see back, and it's good to see Soldier back. And it was a fun little read for the match. TK, any thoughts?
Yeah, they didn't just reach into a hat. They reached into my 10-year-old mind and moved me from the boiler room to the cemetery. And that's perfect booking to 10-year-old me. So,
You know,
congratulations to Unknown Soldier. Casino Kid, I hope you come back and let's see what you got.
yeah, it's not over. You were buried alive, but come back.
I mean, Mick Foley was buried alive, right? He came back.
Are we saying that Casino Kid is Mick Foley?
No, but
No.
he could be.
Thoughts coming your way, Theo. What are your thoughts on what could have been with Casino Kid?
Yeah, so I mean, I'm glad that TK really loved the booking because afterwards I kind of felt like a total dickhead because I'm like, this guy's very first match and we're burying him, like literally.
Well,
So
you
I kind of
were
felt like a big asshole for that.
there's one guy we're forgetting an R in his name. So
Yeah, I mean, he did reached out to Paige, I think midweek, and to me, and just kind of told us, hey, it's not something I normally do, but I had some things go down, and I'm not going to be able to show. And he has since reached out to say that he will be back and will be role playing with us. Um, so I was bummed to not be able to see what he can do, because I've heard he's a good writer. But as Bobby said, it's always good to see Soldier back doing his thing, and I hope he can kind of take this and build off it. He's been on Anarchy a lot. So I'm told because I never watched the C show. Just kidding, Lane. Fuck you.
Ooh.
But it's always good to see Soldier.
Shots fired.
fire sauce, yeah.
Yes, sir.
Get yours now.
Well, Theo, I don't mean I'm not gonna step on you. You can see some of York's work because he's already posted for the Cannabis Cup. It's there.
He the only
First
one
out
that
the
has
gate.
so far.
Yes, first out the gate.
Oh, I'm gonna go read it right now.
So there's
You
some
wait till after
work
the
out there.
podcast?
At the end of the day, soldiers picking this one up, and burying old Mr. York on his first match. Good job, Theo.
Dirt. Maybe he's into like excavation. Maybe that's Christian York's.
There you go.
The next match on the card, this one let me down because we were trying to, there was questions about stuff elsewhere, and we were using this as an opportunity to level the field, and one of the individuals no showed. Johnny F and C is going to go over here at the end of the day. There's not a whole lot to talk about during that particular piece of the match, but there's an awful lot to talk about in the post match here. And in order to do this one, straight up justice, I think we got to throw it over to the man behind the plan, and that's going to be the Grand Poobah, Mr. Bourbon.
Yes, Grand Poobah Bourbon. It's not Mr. Bourbon. I didn't go to Grand Poobah school just to be called Mr. Thank you. But this was it was a lot of fun to do. Like as soon as I saw it, I was like, well, these guys are from another company. They're booked on the show. And as soon as we did the last podcast, I was like, we attack them? And then people wanted reasons for it, so I had to come up with a few. And I like, hey TK, we're gonna attack these guys. That sounds cool. He's like, perfect. So we got the other bastards involved too, and we're like, hey, Charlie, guess what we're gonna do is invade another company. And as soon as I brought that up, one Thaddeus Duke said again, and I was like, yes, again. And, and he's like, you already did that. I was like, nobody else has. And like completely ignoring whatever anybody's doing in UGWC or other feds. I'm just assuming that when we do it, we're the assholes about it, rather than like, oh, it's an honor and a distinction to come swinging into your neighborhood. No, it's like, all right, we're gonna we're checking into your hotel. Expect all of the mirrors to be broken, all of them, including the one you thought you hid. There won't be a safe anymore afterwards, and yeah, it'll be left on fire. So we're gonna rock that Fed. We're going to the IIW. We're working on it a little bit, and just being the intergalactic heel tandem and federation that we are as bastards. When you say TK,
I have to follow that. I know how to do it.
you're the only one who can.
All right. Rainbow laser death sequence. Boom. That's how you top that.
Yeah, it's been a while since we've seen that happen.
The most devastating tag team finishing move of all time.
Of all times.
There's no denying it. Some bitch got me. Relentless. What, 2021? Yeah. Some bitch. Almost broke my goddamn ankle.
It's rough.
It is. It's not.
Nobody walks away from a Rainbow Laser death sequence.
Not at all.
Nope.
At the end of the day, you were laying some groundwork for some promotional stuff that you don't know unless you try, right? And we've tried it before. We're trying it again. And I'm all for seeing how it plays and what shakes. But Theo, let me come over to you, because anytime we're dancing and playing with other people and other federations, there's a lot to it.
There is. Unlike the last time where I was pretty heavily involved, just kind of trying to organize and strategize with you and with Will from OCW. This time I'm more of just kind of there to watch and see what the guys in the Fed can put together and do and see what their brainchild is. And I'm honestly I'm happy with that. Like I'm perfectly happy with just being a spectator and seeing how it comes up, and if people want my opinion or want my advice or want just a thought, happy to offer it. But otherwise, I'm excited to see what happens here. You know, just from kind of sitting in on the chat and seeing the back and forth discussion. I mean, people are very excited about it on all sides. People are really amped for this and gearing up for it. And I think it'll be, if everyone pulls their weight and puts in the effort and works well with others, I think this has potential to be something really, really cool. And I'm looking forward to it.
I'm in the same boat. This is similar situation where I'm kind of enjoying sitting back and watching the ideas being passed back and forth. So it's good to see. It's like it's a legit collaboration between the bastards and the individuals that they're going to be trying to do this thing with, and we're going to see what happens. I know that shots were fired, and are they going to be answered? We'll see.
I'll
Took us
take it a
into
step further and I think I was very in character before, but OC, I think Johnny FNC is going to be a lot of fun to work with. I think I like what he brought to the table. He brought it. He put forth a hell of a lot of effort. I think that Charlie's going to love role playing against this guy because they both write novels or can, and I think that this could be a lot of fun for everybody involved. I mean, it's just kind of cool that we got the green light to go and do this and kind of represent the Fed and try to have it go like cool. Try to have it go smooth and make sure everybody's well represented, and it's not a dramatic experience. It's just here come the bad guys doing stuffs.
No doubt, man. It's this one's gonna be good to sit back and watch it play out. And kudos to because you guys pitched it. This is all you. So it's good to see that it's all kind of coming together, and then the people, your counterparts in this, are equally as excited, which is going to make it to me. It's going to make it that much better.
Any closing thoughts about that, Theo?
I mean, I'm excited. You know, we did it once before with OCW, and it didn't finish out the way we wanted it to. Not through any fault of you guys or anyone involved, just things just didn't work out. You know, so I'm excited to see what happens there. But speaking of things I wasn't really excited for, Thad's last match against Dolly. And he only got up one piece, which is unfortunate because, you know, I think he had a plan to do something else, but he couldn't. But he still wrote two really great matches for the show. So I appreciate that. And that's all I'm going to say about that match.
All right,
I
man.
don't think
Moving
we have to
on.
say much about it at all.
Yeah, there's no need.
Yeah.
To do, yeah, basically, we'll segue into who we got coming up next. We got a TK and Addy segment. I'm just playing. TK, let me circle back around to you. Go back up to Thad and Dolly.
Thad and Dolly was great to see. Unfortunately, Dolly only got up the one piece. And Thad killed his dad, guys, like going into this. So Sebastian Duke lost his Hall of Legends to his son and then lost his life to his son.
Sebastian Duke has almost been whitewashed from the entire history of the XWF.
Almost, and it's all Thad's fault. That's all I got. I'm hurt for Sebastian Duke.
Well, just wait till Frankie Duke gets 18 and shows up and kills Thaddeus Duke and takes his spot in the Hall of Legends.
I didn't think about that.
Seems part of the course. Theo, hit me with your real thoughts on this one.
Yeah, I mean, you know, it's always sad when someone has their last match. I mean, I am positive Thad will be back at some point. You know, like he said, you know, OOC, this is his home, and it's hard to ever walk away from your home forever. But he's walking away for now, and you know, it was good that he was able to have a match against, you know, a character that he's very, whose stories are very intertwined. Somebody who's a, you know, a close friend of his, OOC. The work he put into it was fantastic, as it always is. You know, I was sad to see Thad die, and maybe we'll have to put together a special wing for him in the Hall of Legends for just Thad and Sebastian. They can be separated from everyone else. The son that killed the father. Still not over it, to be honest with you. Because I know Thad's plan was always to just get rid of Sebastian so he could take his spot in the Hall of Fame or the Hall of Legends. And I kind of don't want to give it to him just to be a petty little fuck. So maybe I'll have to do something else, like a Hall of Legends adjacent, just for fun. But you know, it was great work, and I enjoyed it, and I'm sure that'll be back. And when he is, I'm sure Paige will still be here because he's Colonel.
You know, maybe we can open up the Duke wing of the XWF Hall of
Yeah.
Fame.
Y'all ain't right.
Yeah.
But you ain't wrong either.
Yeah. I mean, we get the Duke wing in there, and then put a Taco Bell in there too. I don't know.
Thad picks up the win. Bob, you got anything you want to say about it, or do we want to move on into Addy Gold and TK? Because according to Theo, I think that'd be a little bit more entertaining.
Dolly should have won.
No.
That's all I want to add.
TK, talk to me about your segment with Addy.
All right. So Addy Gold had a very creepy TK mask, and she wanted it signed, so he does it. And, you know, it's a good segment. Read it. It's great.
Okay, cool. It's going to take us into the first championship match. First of 3. And, TK, I think I need to throw it over to you because you called the shot. And I think you got to reap the rewards for the next 3 matches.
All right. For the Anarchy Championship, Lorena Daniela Ray Weathers versus the Latina Submission Machina. Anarchy title, right?
Hmm?
Good little fun read. Don't know who wrote it. I enjoyed it though. And Lorena takes the championship as I had predicted.
One more time.
As I predicted.
Okay, cool. No doubt. This one was good. I like the flow of the match. I like the match itself. I think did Lane write this one, Theo?
He did. He writes pretty much all the Anarchy pay-per-view matches.
Well, then I take it back. Every nice thing that I said.
That's fair.
But I'm glad Lorena won like I had predicted.
I'm glad
Bourbon.
for you.
Yeah.
Hey, Bobby, take it away.
Well, I think top to bottom it was a solid match, but LSM seemed kind of distracted, if you ask me. A lot of the storytelling that was going on there, um, and yeah, Lorena came out ahead and made LSM look kind of lost. Although after the match, we find out there was some dirty, underhanded nonsense going on with Tommy Wish.
Mm-hmm. I'm seeing that.
Man, that's some anarchy brand shit.
I would ask Theo what he thought about this, but he says he doesn't watch third-rate programming. So, is it
True
safe
story.
to say that we can move on? Don't be a douchebag, Theo. Tell me what you think about this one.
Which match are we talking about?
Talking about the Anarchy Championship match.
Yeah, I don't know anything about that. Moving on.
Gotcha. All right.
No,
I'll
no.
give you the
In all
opportunity.
seriousness,
I'll give you the opportunity. It's going to take us into the television championship match. So this title was had to be vacated for Charlie to make his way into the main event. It's got everybody's favorite old man Centurion taking on according to her at this point, she holds all the cards. Jenny Mist. Um, Interesting throwdown here. Now OC, I think y'all knew coming in what was kind of going to happen here with sent with some posts that he had made out on social media. Didn't change the fact that the match is really well written. I'm liking the fact that it wasn't just kind of thrown together. Billed as a leap of fake match where the challengers will fight their way up to a stage where a dozen championship belts hang high above. They then must climb a scaffold 20 feet up, take the leap of fake, and hope they grab the XWF Television Championship. So nice play on the stipulation for the actual leap of faith pay per view. And when I saw scaffolding, it took me back to I think 2020 Leap of Faith, where literally it was a scaffold, like climbing up scaffolding to get to the briefcase. And I wrote it and I hated it, and I'm not doing another one. I think I even told you that, Theo. Like I just can't. It was just ridiculous. But to see the throwback to the scaffold, I just kind of cringed because it brought me back to not knowing what the fuck to do with a match, which is very rare. TK, start with you first because you are former two-time champion.
Well, I really enjoyed this match, whether you liked writing it or not. This was probably my second favorite match on the card. It was
I did not write this one.
You did not?
Did not know.
Oh. Well, I loved it even more then. It's a fun match.
Karen Hunt wrote that, I believe. I could be wrong. I'm trying to look it up right now.
I think Karen did do that one.
This was a fun match. The throwback to it, to the scaffolding, just fantastic. Resulting in, of course, Jenny Mist winning. OOC post by Sint saying he was taking some time off. We hope Sint comes back soon. I do. I just need somebody to hate, and I miss hating Sint already.
Well, like we had said off air, this is political time for Sint. So we may see him, we may not. Every 2 years, this time, November. Mr. Bourbon.
But the match itself, good read, good read. It's I hope to see Centurion back sooner rather than later. And Jenny Mist she's the television champion.
She got her first card right here. The
Mhm.
first card.
She holds all the cards. She's going to change her name to Jenny Cardholder.
Oh boy.
What are you thinking about it, Theo?
So Jenny actually wrote that match, not Karen. Karen wrote the TK Ringmaster match. But yeah, it was a bummer that Stent couldn't RP, but I mean, I get it. Dude's been doing a lot of work in and out of the Fed, and it needs a break. Totally get that. Mist writes some good stuff and is always helping out in the Fed in other ways. So it's always good when handlers who are good members of the community can take home a title, and hopefully she's able to do something fun with it. It's a hard act to follow because Charlie Nichols was a pretty fantastic TV champ, even if I hate everything about him. He was a fantastic TV champ, so good luck following that, Jenny Mist.
Takes us into the Super Continental Championship match, which was Peter Vaughn and Mike Bain. I have to go ahead and apologize, and I've already talked to Mac and Peter. I did this one, and I was totally zapped of energy, and did the best I could with it. And unfortunately, I wish that I had given it more time. I just didn't. I couldn't. It wasn't happening. I was on a bad week. That being said, Peter Vaughn is going to win the vacated Super Continental Championship. Great work from both Mac and Vaughn in this situation. I think this one was a little bit tighter than most people may think. So Theo, let me come around to you. Peter Vaughn has now circled back around and is claiming gold. 6 months in, 7 months into his XWF run.
Yeah, Peter Vaughn's doing what I like to call the Theo Pryce Invitational, where you win the top title first and then you work your way back. Just a shameless plug there. But yeah, I mean, it was a great match, and I agree with you. It was a lot closer than I think maybe people might think. Although I would hope people can read the work and see that it was a very even matchup. I mean, Vaughn won, but he didn't win by much. And I think if these guys face each other 10 times, it's a 5-5, 6-4 kind of deal. They both did some really great work. Vaughn, eked it out this time, but who's to say that Mac can't do it the next time around? But it was a great match, and I'm happy to have both of them, in the Fed doing some really good stuff.
Hey,
Mac Bain and Peter Vaughn, they put on a great show for us. The work was solid. The match writing was pretty good too. I look forward to facing either one of these guys sometime down the road. TK?
Yeah, excellent work from both of them. Max surprised me. I expected, this is what I expected. I expected Peter Vaughn to come in and just pull out his riding wiener and slap it all over Mac's face, but that didn't happen. So, yeah. Good job to both guys. Congratulations
Yeah,
to
they
Peter.
both went and got some chalupas. Hi.
Hello.
Page is mute.
wow. I'm just.
Taco Bell showed up at Paige's door, wondering what's going on.
Yeah.
Oh no, I was.
They want
totally-
royalties.
I was talking about the next fucking match and got that I was muted.
After I said pulling out riding wiener and slapping in the face, everybody got super quiet. I was like, all right, I did good.
No, I was legitimately going into talking about your match. I just did this whole spiel and everything, and all I heard was hello. All right, here we go. Let me pull back up. All right. the end of the day, Peter Vaughn leaves Super Continental Champion. It's going to take us into the next match on the card, which was the Extreme Championship, double cage. It's the Ringmaster. It's Thunder Knuckles. It's all the way live right now. It was a really good read from the one Karen Hunt. At the end of the day here, TK racking up another successful championship defense. So why don't we start with you?
I just want to start off by saying Ringmaster put up some really good stuff. I was a little bit worried after he posted his first one. I was like, "Oh shit, he's really coming for my neck," and he put on a real good performance, and I'm happy I could have this match with him. And the match, Karen, pretty good. I enjoyed it.
Mr. Bourbon, what's your thoughts on your fellow bastard successfully
It was
retaining?
it's what I predicted. I mean, all due respect to Ringmaster, I liked his work throughout. It was not the work of a bastard though, and that showed. And TK went ahead and he continued his reign with that Extreme Championship, and he's making the waves in the division. You can go to the boards right now, XWF99.com. That's XWF99.com, and actually pin TK right now. Do it.
12 hours.
Yep,
12 hours. He has 12 hours to kick.
that's right.
Make that pin attempt. Theo
Theo, you
Pryce.
can go pin TK.
I mean, I was literally thinking about it just for giggles, and maybe I will. We'll see. We'll see if the spirit moves me.
Okay. Well, I wanted to, Theo, I wanted to bring it up earlier, but surprise, I have a falsetto voice, and I was waiting the entire show to do it. And now we're going to do it to talk about TK's match. TK won against Ringmaster, and it was wonderful. Yay!
I'm scared.
Sorry.
No, I mean, Ringmaster did. He put out good work. He really did. And I think one of his role plays from this show, I'm gonna want Taco Bell so bad after this now.
That was me apologizing for the falsetto.
It's really good. But as I say, I think one of Ringmaster's role plays from this show was actually nominated for a role play of the month, deservedly so. But yeah, I mean, it's good to see TK, having a good run with the TV title. Um, you know,
Well, it's the Extreme
TK kind of
title, but who's counting?
your mother, okay, your mother. Um, Stream title, whatever. What did I say? Universal TV,
TV,
Wow.
but
whatever.
I'll take Universal.
Wow.
It'll be before Charlie.
I mean, yeah, you'll probably do it your first chance, not your 85th, which is where it looks like it might be for Charlie.
Ayo.
But yeah, I mean, it's good seeing TK have a good run with this title, for sure. I think working with Bobby and doing the bastard stuff, I think helped him improve as a writer. And now he's holding the second title, I should say, one of the top two titles in the Fed, and it's doing a good job with it. I'm looking forward to seeing what else he can do.
Okay, that's what, number 2, right?
Yeah,
Correct. Yeah.
2 down, 3 to go. Interesting segment following up this successful and still Extreme Championship defense. Elias and the card holder herself, Jenny Miss. I'm gonna throw this out there for general comments. Has anyone got anything that they want to talk about with this one right here?
I want Taco Bell.
Well, this is where Jenny picks up maybe her second card. The first card being the TV title, and the second card having a segment here with the Universal Champion, Alias. Card number 2.
Well, what if one of the cards is a Starbucks gift card with $15 on it originally, and she doesn't know how much is on it now? You know what? She holds it because she holds all the cards, and that might be having a meeting with Alias and stealing his Starbucks gift card, which he told me about. That's the big turn here. Is Jenny was stealing his Starbucks card.
I'm
I had
kind
to
of
get a
shocked to
ring
hear that
yesterday.
Alias likes Starbucks. I'll be honest. He seemed like more of a Tim Hortons kind of guy.
Nope. Totally. He's a Starbucks man.
Ow. Think
Love.
you know a guy.
He loves the chocolate. Pain. Yeah, the chocolate croissant. That's his favorite food in the world. Only served fresh at Starbucks, along with a lovely.
Except for college campuses in New York.
That's okay. They make their own. That's what you go to college for, is to bake.
Nobody does it like Sarah Lee, am I right?
That's right.
We went off the rails on that one. Takes us into the 2022 Leap of Faith match, featuring the Grand Pooh Bob.
That's right. Oh no, it says Grand Pop Bob, but I couldn't. Actually, Gary Ray Nelson, he fucking beat me to the punch. I was gonna say it's with 2 R's as the title of my first role play, but it fit more for him. To be fair, but yeah, this was I took over this entire match because I was in it, and my character got thrown out of a helicopter. And as we were discussing before the show, only the big time names take the big time bumps. Bobby Bourbon took a bump out of a helicopter here onto a net. That doesn't matter.
It's Bobby Bourbon. It's Angie Vaughn. It's Rion Keto. Rita Valentine. It's Marf. It's Mark Flynn.
What'd you call him? Rion?
Whatever. I call him.
Rihanna? Rihanna Keto?
No.
He has
No.
never ever gotten it right. I'm
He
almost
got it
positive.
right. He got it right one time. I swear to God, he did.
He's been guessing since. One of the cards is actually the exact pronunciation of Ryan Keto, but Jenny Mist has that one, and now Paige can't look at it. But yeah, I had a great time working this match with everybody involved. Always fun to work with Flynn because damn dude can write, and it's always entertaining. It's a shame what happened with Marv, and also a little bit with Vita, but everybody, we all brought it. We stole the show. What we were supposed to do in the 24/7 briefcase match. Keto came out ahead, and he earned it. I made him work for it. Flynn made him work for it. That was not easy for him. Couldn't have been. I'm telling myself because of my ego. TK, what'd you think of the match?
I think it was a great match. What was it? Hold on.
Burj Khalifa?
Yes, I can't say that. That is an excellent spot to have this match. Whoever chose that, kudos. And
Huckleberry.
huh?
I'm your
Huckleberry?
Huckleberry.
You're the Huckleberry. Well, good
Yeah.
job. Good job. This was excellent. Because scaffolding isn't nearly as tall as this fucking thing. I'm surprised any of you guys survived, but hey. Great
Thank you.
match. Whoever wrote this, good job. Ryan, congratulations. And that's all I got. Great match.
Mr. Price, what are your insights?
Yeah, so I was really, really excited about this match just because I felt like, over the years that I've been booking the pay-per-views, some years I felt like we had a really good leap of faith match. Some years I felt like it was kind of a dud. Um, and that's not a fault of the writers themselves, just like my booking. I just wasn't always happy with it. But going into this one, I was pretty satisfied with who we had in this match. I felt like anyone could win it. I thought it was very even between all of them. So I was really happy with the work that people did. As Bobby said, Keto absolutely deserved to win this match and really worked hard for it. And I know, he's had some other big matches before this and not, gotten over the hump. So it was pretty cool to see him win this one. But everyone did a great job. In terms of why we picked this spot to have the match. I mean, last year we had Leap of Faith on the Moon, and I wanted something bigger and better. So we went with that. And the whole Bobby falling out of the plane, landing on a net was not something that we had come up with originally. But then it just kind of hit me that maybe Bobby should be in a helicopter, or whoever wrote the match. I don't remember who it was off the top of my head.
I know who wrote it.
whoever did a great job, and I wish I could remember. You can certainly share it if you.
It's Bearded War Pig, the
Right.
hidden
Oh, that's right.
member
Yep.
of the podcast that we never have here, and we've been busting his balls. He wrote his heart out for this match and RP'd for his match. Strong work, bro. Thanks for being back in the Fed. I'm gonna say it. Damn it.
No, absolutely. I mean, he did. He wrote a great match, and he left
Yeah.
it off like Bobby coming up in the helicopter, and I'm like, all right, well, how do I end this match with that? Because I felt like that was such a cool thing that like it had to play a factor in it somehow. And I'm like, all right, well, how about we have Flynn throw a brick through the fucking window, and then Tito kind of uses Bobby's body as like a launching pad, so to speak. Make it ridiculous. And I'm like, well, now Bobby's falling out of a helicopter, and I can't have him die because like he's kind of important to the Fed. So, oh, surprise! There's a net there. You don't go splat. So that's kind of how that part staked out. But all in all, I was really pleased with the match and how it worked out.
I love the insurance line at the very end of it. That's over the top sell job right there. Um,
Yeah.
I couldn't agree more with everything you just said. These 6 competitors and writers like brought their shit. They were very entertaining. It was I'm glad I didn't have to touch this one because I don't know which way I would have went, but it's good to see that Ryan or Ryan or did I say it right? Are those 2?
Just say keto. Just completely forget the first name altogether.
Yeah. Good to see him pick up this win here. I think that the character. I said something on one of the last shows that they hadn't quite put it together yet, or something to that effect. And it wasn't as a derogatory knock by any means. It was more of a and put the pieces of the puzzle together. Well, now I feel like he's putting the pieces of the puzzle together. And it's like he was just missing one or two things here or there, on not anything specific, but he put it together. And I think that it opens the door for several things to play out, and not only just with him, but with everybody that was involved in that match as well. I think that with with the herds thinning and people kind of the Thads and the Corys and the guy the Robert Mains are not here, that have phased out. It is a prime opportunity for people like these 6 that were involved here, and even talents that are scattered throughout the card. You have an opportunity to like step your fucking game up and make a huge statement, and really carve your name into the history of the XWF. Like now's the time, and I think that that Mr. Keto has just done that. Well done, and to the match writer, Bearded War Pig, great job, great job.
All right. I think that now that we have, rightly so, all puckered up and smooched Keto's nutsack collectively. And congratulations for winning. And again, great work with everybody. I don't know who did I not name drop. Vaughn. Vaughn, you were awesome. We are on to our main event of the evening, the Universal title match. Charlie Nichols versus Alias. Alias's Universal rules. Competitors will be randomly transported to different dimensions where they will continue to fight each other and anything else that might seek to get involved. Champions Advantage RP rules. Now, I take some pride in this match, not just because it's a huge match at the end of a huge show, not just because both Alias and Charlie brought it, but I got to help write some of this match. And that was a lot of fun. I'm pleased with what I did. I'm not saying what I did in the match, but I definitely had a hand in it. So if you liked it, I'll take credit.
And you know what? It's true because I was in the room when it happened.
Mm-hmm.
True statement. True story. I don't know what it is. I don't know what part it is, but well done to both you and Dylan for pulling this one off in the bottom of the ninth. At the end of the day, Alias is gonna pick up the win here. So Charlie chokes again. Big choke Charlie's what I'm gonna start calling him with the Universal Championship. Just kidding, buddy. You did a really good job. Your work is getting from my side of the coin leaps and bounds way better than where you were a year ago. Keep plugging away. At the end of the day, Alias is no easy man to deal with. He proved it. Okay.
Yeah, the writing machine comes out and pumps out another classic. The match itself, I really liked the bouncing through time bits. I can't find it. Anyway, I was trying to find my favorite part, but whatever. Charlie did a lot of good work going into this, better than a lot of people, I think, thought Charlie could do against Alias. I think he did really well, but again, Alias takes it.
It does. It was a great match by everybody involved. Um, Theo, what'd you think about it?
Yeah, I mean, all jokes aside, Choke Job Charlie, he put in some really fantastic work. It's not easy beating Alias, as I think probably everyone knows at this point. And Charlie, he really, I think, made Alias sweat at times. At least that's how I kind of read it in the work. Charlie did some really great work, and I do think that with each match that he has against a guy like Alias caliber, he gets better. One of the good things about a guy like Charlie is that some people will get discouraged losing matches like this, but I think Charlie it kind of feeds him, and I think he wants to challenge himself, and he wants to be put in matches like this where he knows that going into he's going to have to put out his best work to win, and he certainly did some really great stuff, and I do think that he will get over the hump at some point, probably after I'm gone and no longer judging his matches. If I'm being perfectly honest here, but no, he's gotten so much better since when he started, and I fully believe that he will get to where he needs to be to one day be a Universal Champ, no doubt.
Yeah, but definitely not today.
Yeah,
not
that's
today
not
or next year, or probably not till 2026 at the latest. Kind of when my calendar opens up.
The earliest at my calendar. Mr. Page, what'd you think of the match?
I loved it. I loved the entire concept of it. The time jumping or the dimensions jumping was great. It was a nice little touch. At the end of the day, here Charlie, he choked. You know what to say? No, in all seriousness, he did a good job. But again, like I said a minute ago, Alias is a whole nother level, and it takes no mistakes, and hope that you catch him in a couple. I feel like if you're gonna knock him off, call me crazy, but I think Alias has a stranglehold on everything right now. Maybe Charlie, learns from his mistake or his mistakes, because he does have a shot at the Cannabis Cup. There's 4-way with Keto, Charlie, Alias, and Dolly.
Really?
So, yeah.
That's fascinating, considering after the match, Jenny Mist skips down to the ramp and enters the ring. And she claps and giggles. And she easily could have come to Charlie's aid. She could have stopped this, but she waited, picked her spot, and now she's rubbing it in. Charlie played her game and lost. Now Jenny Mist holds all the cards and the gold. My God, what a savage it'll be. Good night, everyone. Why isn't Mist in that World Championship match at the Cannabis Cup?
She does hold all the cards.
She does. She holds all the cards.
Hallmark, gift cards, all of the cards. Cue cards.
Gift card. She doesn't have an American Express. Her credit isn't that good.
Doesn't have that gold card. That's the problem. Need the gold card.
She doesn't, but she holds all the cards, so there wasn't a gold card in play. He locked it in a safe. He knew better.
He knew that there would be a card collector.
Mm-hmm.
He had to keep it safe and tucked
New
away.
new character alert, card collector.
Yeah. That's damn right.
Before we wrap this up, guys, I'm going to go into the podcast predictions totals.
Of course.
Of course we are.
You
In third place, we have Bobby Bourbon with 10.
And 3 is the best number. It's better than the other ones. It's higher.
And number 2, we have Chronic Chris Page with 12.
Stuck in the middle with you.
And number 1, we have TK with 14. So,
Congratulations. Finally,
yep,
a year and a half later, you
Yep.
have finally
taking the lead.
Well, congratulations, TK.
Hey, air horns.
I had another sound effect, and I was saving it just for you.
Oh, thanks, Bobby.
Well, I did the falsetto during your match, which was awkward, but don't edit it out. That's something.
Oh, no, that's staying.
Yeah, I figured.
Well, listen, let's close this one out. Let's wrap this one up. Final thoughts. Theo, let's start with you. Final thoughts.
I mean, top to bottom, I thought it was a really good pay-per-view. A lot of great work from a lot of people, not just the role players, but the match writers themselves. This was Karen Hunt's last match as a GM in the Fed. She's stepping away to do some other things, so I thank her for the work that she did as a GM of Savage. But yeah, great work by everyone. Really great pay-per-view, and I'm looking forward to War Games.
Oh yeah,
Mr. Berman.
we're all looking forward to War Games. TK, you looking forward to War Games?
It depends on what TK is doing for War Games. Anyway, I want to thank the writers of the matches, everybody who RP'd. Special thanks to Theo and Vinny, just to suck their cocks for a second, because they're so wonderful, wonderful, wonderful people. Just the greatest. Yeah, that's it. That's all I got.
I felt like I should have played the air horns again, so that way it didn't sound sarcastic, but no. Otherwise, I got gobs of testicle sweat all over my face from everybody's nuts this entire show. I lost. Wah, wah.
Well, I think it was another fucking home run as far as pay-per-views were concerned. I think that, it had its share of surprises. It's had its title changes. We've got the new briefcase holder. Alias is still Universal Champion. At the end of the day, everybody showed up and showed out for the most part, and you can't ask for anything better than that. Except for my shitty Super Continental Championship match, which should have been way better than what it was.
I don't beat yourself up. Let us do that.
That's fine.
We're better at it.
Well, guys, I appreciate it. Appreciate everybody taking the time to sit down and shoot the shit about this one.
Sir.
Absolutely. Thank you for having me.
No problem. Thanks for stopping by, Theo. It's always a pleasure. I guess we just got to kick it to Vinny to close it out for us, don't we?
From now, tomorrow, and forever, fuck you, Ghost Tank.
Thanks for listening to the XWF podcast. Don't forget to like and subscribe to the XWF YouTube channel. Follow us on Twitter at XWF1999. And don't forget to check us out at XWF99.com. Be sure to join us next time where the action never slows down.